Hey guys, I know, as I always say, I look a mess right now. And I'm sorry it's dark, kind of dark in my room. Um, it's like 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock, so happy birthday to me. But this is bittersweet. Um, um, okay, so yesterday, um, I went to the doctor. I don't know if I said that in my last video, but I went to the doctor to have the nuchal translucency ultrasound test done, and they were okay. But let me tell you the whole story. All right, so me and my boo boo, um, we didn't have a fallout before I left. It was more so like an irritation going on between the two of us. Um, I'm not going to get into the details, but it was like an irritation between us two. So, um, he left to go where he needed to go, and as I was walking to the bus stop, because I had to walk, normally the bus that I catch is like in front of our house, like right on the strip. But I had to walk to this other bus stop to catch this other bus, of course, in order to get me to the doctor. So, as I'm walking to the other bus stop, he is coming up or whatever, and he's like, so you're not going to say nothing to me. And I was kind of irritated, so I was like, okay, bye, like, don't fake like you don't know what just happened in the house. So I was kind of blown. Plus, I was walking, and like I told you guys in my last couple of videos or so, my last update video, I think, how my underarms become very sweaty since I have been pregnant, and, it gives off a really bad body odor, excuse me. But anyway, so what ended up happening was I went to the doctor. I got there a little before was my appointment time, which was great because normally I'm late because of the bus. But so I got there, and what happened? I wasn't waiting that long, which it was like a shock to me because normally when I go to that particular doctor's office, it is a long wait. At least, I'm going to say at least 30 to 45 minutes for you to get in the exam room. And then, of course, you have the extra 15-20 minutes in the actual exam room in order to, wait for the doctor. But it didn't take very long for them to call me back. I went into the first I did triage, which, you should know about, being as though you are pregnant. Triage part, for those who are not pregnant, is pretty much when you go into, you go towards the back, they check your blood pressure and your weight, and then you go and give a urine sample. So, I went and did that. My blood pressure was a little high, which was kind of legitimate to me, but then again, it wasn't because I had took the pill prior to me getting there. But the blood pressure pills that I got from my other OB. So I hold on, before I finish my thought. I noticed that in my videos, I like move my hands around a lot, and I just noticed that. So, excuse me if you see me keep on being like that. I think that helps me to, think about what my thoughts are, because I like to give you random, I like to give you me spontaneity, you know what I'm saying, instead of me writing down a script or something in the effects of a script in order to get my points across. But anyway, so my blood pressure was a little high, and I figured that it was probably because I walked to the bus stop. What happened this morning, I had just took the pill before I left, which was like at 10:25. I took the pill. It was 11 o'clock yesterday morning when my appointment was and when I arrived. So normally it takes about 45 minutes for medication to actually digest and start to protrude around your system. So it probably did not have time to start working in order to lower my blood pressure. Anyway, so my blood pressure was a little high. Then I went into the ultrasound room. Those who do not know, I was pregnant last year. I got pregnant in January. I had an abortion in February. I know people are pro-life and some people are pro-choice. I don't really have an opinion about that. I think it's whatever you have to do, and whatever you want to do, pretty much. If you want to or feel the need to, have that pro-choice and have an abortion, then you have an abortion. Some people, situation is, they can't handle having a baby right at that moment or whatever. Or some people may be, pro-life and be like, why would you do that? That's so crazy, blah, 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 blah. I hurt so much for that, blah, 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 blah. Even though I hurt from it. Like, don't think that, oh, this is a baby that I don't want, and oh, I don't feel a connection to it, or whatever, what have you. But I really do. I've had a connection with my child. I mean, that's a part of me that grew inside my body for however long. It doesn't matter if it was, if it were one day, of course you probably wouldn't know. But, 2 or 3 weeks and it was in me and I could feel it in me. When you're pregnant, your body really does something different. It's not working normal. Like, that something is off subconsciously. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I got in this ultrasound room, and the reason why I said that, because the sonographer, I will not ever forget her name. I swear to you not. Even if I stop going to my OB's doctor that I love, you know what I'm saying, I will never forget her. I swear. Her name was Giselle. She was a nice lady. I meant to ask her, was she from the islands or her family from the islands, because it seemed like she had that type of Caribbean, like personality, but at the same time, she didn't talk with an accent. So I don't know. Or maybe she was trying to not talk with an accent. Anyway, so she asked me about, she recognized me from when I had been pregnant, because I was going to initially keep the baby. I did have a 6-week ultrasound, and I had a 4-week appointment, like right when I found out I was pregnant. I made an appointment, and I went in to, have my first appointment, and then I had another appointment where I went and had an ultrasound at 6 weeks. But by 8 weeks, I was like, I can't keep this baby. At the time, whatever made me decide that I could not keep that baby, that's what happened. And she got on me. Like, she was like, you was pregnant before. How's the baby doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't have it. Like, I just didn't have the baby. And she was like, what? Like, you really did that? Oh, I'm going to get on you. And she, she was messing with me. And then she got serious on me. Like, I was explaining. She told me that she wasn't going to give me no picture unless I explained to her what, was going on in my life that made me feel like, I had to do that. She was looking for me to get spiritual on her. And I'm not really, I am spiritual, but I'm not outright with it. I know that God lives in me. I'm a piece of God. Whatever is in God is in me. I have the same powers that God has, even though it may not be on the same level as God. But because I am a part of Him, I come from Him, then I have that in me. So I don't feel as though I need to say God, God this, God that, God, blah, blah, blah. I feel as though I need to say I, because it is about me, even though God is in me. I don't know if you get that, but that's what my pastor taught. And when he taught that and he spoke about it, it like something clicked and that made sense to me. Like, he broke it down in the, and I don't mean to get all religious on you, and I'm not, I'm more getting spiritual. And if you don't believe in God, then that's your choice, but I do. And you could choose to click this video off, because really I don't care if you do or don't watch it because of that. But what I believe is that my pastor told me to break it down of how much God is in us. He's not out in space somewhere, just off somewhere. He is down inside of us. And whatever he said, whatever's in the cake is in the crumb. Whatever ingredients that you have to make a cake or make whatever type of meal that you want to use in this, this explanation, then whatever is in that is also in me. So if God is ironic, no, what is that? Metaphor. If metaphorically God is a cake, I am the crumb. So whatever is in God is in me, and he is not down and out. He said he is not up and out, he is down and in. So he's down inside of us, And she was looking for me to say something about God, but I didn't mention God because I am going on this journey. God is with me taking this journey, so I am along with him, and he is along with me on this journey that I'm going through called life. And at that time when I had my abortion, we were not, as a couple or as a family, ready to have another child. Even though, yes, I do think about, what my baby could have been, because my baby would have been a Virgo, just like the father. And that would have been weird. And then I just had a thought. I was throwing up a lot. I think that was a boy, because I was throwing up a lot during that pregnancy. And this pregnancy, I wasn't. So anyway, she and I had a conversation, and I had said, when I was explaining to her what was going on, she was like, I was like, I'm learning how to have faith in God, you know what I'm saying, and believe and be positive that things in my life are going to be the way that my heart desires. And I think she understood me, but I don't think that she really understood me because of my wording, because I said I'm learning, which I am learning, because that's not a process I think that you ever stop learning, because life brings you challenges that you have to find some way or another to believe that things are going to get better, or things are going to change, or even if you don't think the good and you think the negative and you speak negative, then that's what's happening in your life. So learning to have faith is an ever-growing process, I believe. And I said that, and she was like, no, it's not that you're learning to have faith. You have faith. You can't look in the past. You can't look in the future. Stop looking in the future saying, I will learn it. Say, I already learned it today. And I thought that was, cool what she was saying, as far as, I have to stop thinking about tomorrow, because I focus on tomorrow now a lot. I used to focus on the past though a lot, like looking back and reflecting, and it was never like, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, it was at some point like I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but then I learned like it wasn't that I shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's what did I learn from that situation? What did I learn from this? What did I take from that? Reflecting on it, and now it's more like I look towards what's happening next. And I guess she was trying to pinpoint, that I need to be in the now, today, and enjoy today and not tomorrow, because it's not promised the next moment in life, even the next second. She was like, you could have a heart attack right now on this exam table. or something can happen to me. And then she explained to me how she had a brain aneurysm. Matter of fact, she had two, and her brain was bleeding. How she had to have surgery, a cranial something, to have them removed. And I just felt bad, like I didn't feel sorry for her, but I felt like, you are really blessed. And I see why you're talking the way that you're talking, because you were really blessed to actually have a brain aneurysm, and you still, matter of fact, two, because I keep forgetting that she said two, but have two brain aneurysms, and you're still here today, because a lot of people don't make it from those. Like my aunt, she had, I think, a brain aneurysm or swelling of the brain. I have no idea how she got swelling of the brain, but maybe it was from a brain bleed from a open aneurysm. I don't know. But when you get an aneurysm, it depends on the spot where it is. You can die, like, instantly. Like, if it's, I'm about to get science health on you, but back here somewhere in the back of your head is where your brain stem is, and that's what controls your vital signs, your heartbeat, your respiration, everything, your pulse, all of that. It really captures that. I say captures. It really controls that. But if it is an aneurysm back there, you're probably gonna die instantly. But anyway, off the science kick, because I'm not supposed to be going there. So she was telling me this before she started the ultrasound. And I'm listening to her, I'm understanding, what she's saying and everything. And, and then at some point I'm just like, okay, so can we, I didn't say it to her mentally, I said it like, so can we go ahead and start this ultrasound, because I want to see my baby. So I'm sorry if I cry. I'm really, really sorry, because, I'm still raw and emotional about it. Like, it's really, So, anyway, she turned the ultrasound on, and I don't even think it instantly came up, but like a second or two after that, she found the baby. And I'm looking, and I'm like, it's so small. Like I would have thought that it was bigger, but then I was like, maybe it's because we're not at the other office and it's the really expensive ultrasound machine that they have at the other one. Like that one, I guess it's because it's in a different city that's, where the professional people go. Let's say that. So, So she turned around. I was like, the baby is really, thinking to myself, the baby is really small. She was like, hold on. And then she was looking around, moving it around, and the baby didn't move. And then something else happened. It's kind of a blur to me. Then she turned the color. She said the baby's not alive anymore. I think the baby passed when it was about 6 weeks, when you had, like, right after you had your first ultrasound. And I was like, really? So, she had, turned the color. It's some type of color scan of what, I guess what is active, what has, whatever flow, what's alive around it. And she did like it real slow around the baby, and she was showing me how it was alive all around her. It was something alive and, moving, blood flow and things like that around the baby. You could see that, but when she scanned over the baby, it was nothing. It was no flickering heartbeat. It was no, the different coloration to the blood flow of the baby or anything. And at this point, I would be 12 weeks today, actually. It being Wednesday, I would be 12 weeks exactly. So the baby should have been bigger. It would have obviously had a heartbeat by now. And, you know, so I was like, can you do the other one? You know, to make sure. Because she didn't do it on, like, the fat part of my stomach. She did it, like, the way I'm built, if I ever get a chance to take a picture or something, or, you know, I just so happen to get a tripod for the camera, then I'll show you how, you know, a upright profile of me. How I have like a, guys call it a kangaroo pouch, and I think that's so mean to say, but I have like a kangaroo pouch on the bottom part of my stomach, so it kind of hangs over, and that's totally disgusting. But where my pelvis is, it's flat. Like underneath of there, it's flat. It's, you know, like a normal person shape. So she did the ultrasound right there instead of on my fat. Just to not get too graphic, but I said, can you do the other one? Like, you know, the transverse one where she stick the thing in your thing and you're like, this is so uncomfortable. So, she did that one and she was like, okay, see, I'm moving it around. And she moved it around, and instead of 6 weeks, the baby was probably 9 weeks, she said, between 8 and 10 weeks, she actually said, because it had legs, like legs and feet and little arms and everything. It just didn't grow. And I was devastated, like, oh my God, my baby is like dead inside of me. And I wanted to cry, but and she was like, are you okay? You okay? It's going to be okay. Da-da-da. And I'm looking at her like, I know it's going to be okay, but I want to leave. And that's me. And I know y'all probably like, I'm glad that she's smiling. And I am, because I've had my time to myself as well as to my family to, you know, kind of get through it. So anyway, she told me to wait to go and get my blood pressure checked again because it was high, and it went up some more. It went up some more because I was sad. And then I went into the regular exam room and saw the nurse practitioner, and she was like, you know, that I have to get in contact with your doctor in order to ask him what he wants to do, you know, and he just pretty much told her to give me this medication right here. I'm going to try and put that up. If you can read that. I don't think you can even probably read it. Misoprostol. And under that it says Cytotec. So I got 4 pills that I take all at once, of 200 micrograms, in order to start labor. So right now, that's what the title means, live miscarriage. Like, I'm literally going through my miscarriage right now as we speak. Like, I'm having, to me, it's not contractions. Like, it really feels like mild cramps, and they're not going away, which is normally how I am in early labor. Like, I have like an ongoing contraction. But with, you know, of course, having a baby, you know, instead of a small baby like this, you have a humongous watermelon-sized uterus inside you with a, you know, watermelon-sized baby inside you, and that hurts. So it doesn't hurt as bad as that, but I am feeling it right now. I took the medicine. Let's see, it's almost 12:30 now. I took it 3 hours ago at 9 o'clock. And I cuddled up with my boo-boo before he went to work. And he held me. And when I got up, when he started getting ready for work, I am, what did I do? I went to the bathroom because I was thinking about earlier. But I went to the bathroom and it definitely started. So I'm glad I don't have to go get any more pills, because they told me that if this didn't work, then I needed to do the refill that's on it and take it again. So I'm glad that it started working. And yeah, I'm not really in a lot of pain right now, but I am in pain, and I am anticipating when the baby actually comes out and all the baby material starts to come out, how that's going to feel, if it's going to get strong, if the pain is going to get stronger and sort of unbearable, or will, it, get to a point where, the baby starts to come out and I feel it, like I would. Because on another person's video, when they talked about their miscarriage, they talked about the fact that, when they started to pass the baby, it really hurt. It felt like, like that pressure that you get when you're, full term. So, anyway, when I was thinking about earlier, I was thinking about what I did, and figuring out whether or not I was going to tell you about, when I got home and everything. And after the little boy that I watched, after he went home, I ended up like singing my little heart out in the kitchen while I cleaned the kitchen and cooked dinner and everything while my boyfriend was asleep, because he was very, very supportive. I know you guys probably are wondering, but he was very, very supportive today when I told him about what happened. He hugged me when I started crying. He just hugged me, because when I was telling him, I don't want you to get this mistaken, that he listened to me until the point where I started crying and I had to cry for him to hug me. No. When I was about to tell him, I started crying and I told him, and he got up and started to hug me. So let's get that clear. But he did hold me. He wiped away my tears. He listened to me. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. It went well on that behalf. But yeah, I just pretty much dealt with it. I, said, if we're gonna try again, then let's try again. Let's be positive about it, because when I asked her how did it occur, because I had something called a subcutaneous hemorrhage, which is basically implantation bleed that normally would come out, but it was on the inside of me and it didn't come out. I ended up having an implantation bleed, and the ultrasound tech told me that we couldn't have sex. So then I got the clearance for that when I was about 8 weeks. And pretty much I thought that could have been it. And she was like, no, you would have started bleeding because of that. And she said it's not even there anymore. It healed itself. So I said, okay. So she said it probably was because of the most common thing, which is the baby was sick and was, and I found that that is actually really common for when you have a first trimester miscarriage, that more than likely is some type of chromosomal deficiency. So I just looked at it like God knows what he's doing. He knows that everything is pretty much okay with me, and that I'm perfectly capable of having a baby. It is just one of those situations where, maybe it was when, the if you ever watched the video, because I'm, like I said, I'm scientific, I'm really health person, but when the egg is fertilized and the cells start to divide, they divide, and like the chromosomes come together, and then they separate the mother's chromosomes and then the father's chromosomes will be separate, and then they do something where they come together and then they separate again in order to keep making the cells. They keep duplicating the DNA chain. So because of that, at some point, maybe during the first initial the first initial coming together of this new DNA, something with the chromosomes was messed up. And it could have been my egg. It could have been his sperm. You never know. It could have been, just that sperm. Even though that sperm was the fastest and got there the quickest or whatever. Or penetrated the egg or whatever. However it happened. I don't know how it happened. Because it could have not been the fastest egg. The fastest sperm could have got to the egg first. But it wasn't that sperm that got in. I don't know. It could have been... it could have been one of my eggs because I'm older than him, and I've had my eggs. He reduplicates his sperm and replenishes his sperm all the time. But I have my eggs since I was inside my mother, So it could have been one of my eggs, just the wrong one, got released. So I don't know, but. That's what she said. It's more than likely a chromosomal thing where the baby was probably going to have defects. And God knows what he's doing. That's pretty much what I'm going to say. God knows what he's doing when it comes to that. Because I know in my heart of hearts that I would not have wanted to. If I would have found out my child, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the people that are pro-life. If I would have found out that my baby had a chromosomal deficiency from that test that we were doing, which is to test whether or not, the thickness of the back of the neck. And then you do some type of blood test to see if the baby has Down syndrome or something. And that test comes back positive, they do another test. I think it's a CBS or something, or the amniocentesis. Would it came back and my baby had something wrong with it, I would have terminated the pregnancy anyway. I know me. Heart defect, I am not the type of person that can handle that. Something being wrong with my baby and my baby being sick and they got to keep having surgery because I be crying and stressed out. I won't never get no job because I will always want, I would quit if I was working when my baby came. I would quit and be home with my child and take care of my child because I'm one of those people that feel like can't nobody take care of my child better than me. So, so I'm glad because I know where I want to be in my success and in my career choice and everything. I know how successful I want to be, and I wouldn't be that, So I know now, what I'm saying? That's like confirmation from God. Like, you are doing it. It is happening right before your eyes. What you're doing right now is unfolding something. I'm unfolding something better. I'm unfolding the life that you desire. I'm unfolding, whatever your heart desires. It's coming true. It's around the corner. So I need you to keep having faith in me that what just happened yesterday and what's happening right now as we speaking, that I got you. And you are still going to have children. I know that's your heart's desire to have another child. In actuality, my heart's desire is to have twins. But I'm kind of scared because of the way that my body reacts to pregnancy. But, yeah. Because I honestly wanted to have a boy and a girl twin. And that be my last children in order to make the sets be even. And it be, 3 boys and 3 girls. So I could do it one time and one time only and don't have to worry about, no more pregnancies and babies and stuff. That's why I made that fit or fat video yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I'm trying to wrap this up because we almost getting into 40 minutes. But I am thankful you know what I'm saying? I have to be thankful. I have to show gratitude to God that I know He's doing whatever He has to do, you know, in my life to make it right. I know the next time I get pregnant that I'm going to have it. It's going to be healthy, and I'm going to have twins that time, and it will be a boy and a girl. So everybody's satisfied, and everything is going to be, you know, what I wanted it to be and what I envisioned things to be when I had my next children. Even though I'm not complaining about right now, things are happening that I dislike. But at the same time, I know this is only temporary, you know. So, I looked it up as far as like trying again after a miscarriage and everything. I've been looking up a lot of stuff like what is it supposed to be like when you have a miscarriage? When the baby passes, what does it look like? You know, just a whole bunch of different questions. When can you try after having a miscarriage? What kind of miscarriage is this? Because I am going through it now, so obviously I'm at home. I didn't have a DNC or anything. I had the pills, and so what is that like? What is it like having the cytosec, and you being induced into labor early? Because I didn't expel the baby on my own, and the baby demised like a week or 2 or 3 ago, which I think it was really like a week ago, because maybe a week and a half ago, because I had a random thought out of nowhere, and it had to be my subconscious intuition playing with me, that I'm trying to think of the question, that could you have a miscarriage and not have any symptoms? And I found out, I looked it up, even though I was like, no, why are you thinking like that? And then I caught myself the other day. I went to the doctor yesterday, so Monday, I want to say, I looked at, like, I went to the bathroom, and I caught myself looking at the tissue after I wiped, and I was like, no blood. I don't know why I said that. And I just realized that. So, like I said, subconsciously, my intuition was telling me that something was going on. And I knew subconsciously that the baby was gone. Especially since I started to have, I started to get better, like, rapidly. Where I would hardly have no nausea, no morning sickness, except for certain things. So, that was like a telltale sign right there. That my hormone levels had dropped. But anyway, so my last thought was, the last question that I asked was, can you ovulate after having a miscarriage, can you ovulate before you have your cycle come back on? And they said yes. This lady, I guess she took a ovulation predictor test, and it was positive 6 days after she had her, miscarriage. These other couple of ladies that I was looking at, they said the same, well, not the same thing, but they did ovulate and get pregnant right after. And one lady, I don't know what happened with her, whether or not she got pregnant, but the other lady, she got pregnant and went on to have a healthy baby boy. So we're about to get it on and cracking up in here. As soon as I stop bleeding, as soon as I go and make sure that everything is okay, you know what I'm saying? We about to get it on and cracking up in this. So if you hear the bed knocking, don't, hold on. That's not how I go. So I gotta erase that part. If you hear the bed rocking, don't come knocking. That's how I go. Anyway, I'll check you guys later.